Good evening. I wanted to put out something for discussion, and I also wanted to tell you about some observations that I have on the Donald Trump experience, I would call it. Number one, today Donald Trump I think he held two more rallies, and he continued to say that the system is rigged, and I think that that doesn't doesn't do much for us. I think that we have a great democratic country, and we have a country that we are kind of setting the standards when it comes to democracy. And for him to be saying these things really is an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment for us to the rest of the world. We're trying to tell Russia, we're trying to tell the Middle East that we are a democracy and that our system works well. Well, he continues to say that the media is not on his side. He also blames some non-citizens for voting and for really influencing the elections. I think that's an exaggeration. He continues to imply there's vote fraud, and he continues to talk about just anyone that is not for him and complain that pretty much everything is against him. The election is rigged, pretty much. If there is one thing that I take something positive about the Donald Trump experience, the Donald Trump phenomenon, is that I believe the American public is ready for a voice out there. The American public is ready for a new type of leader that will either unite the two parties more, or a new leader that will finally take care of all these things that have been piling up for many years, things that neither one has been able to take care of. For example, our education system, that yes, it is good, is a quality education system, but there is a lot of room for improvement. Another example would be our middle class. Our middle class is shrinking. Wages is a problem. We have an economic problem in America. We need to talk about not just those things, but also we need to talk about uniting people more. We need to talk about our global trade. But we need to address these things uniting people. We don't need to be throwing dirt out there. We need to discuss these things in a civilized manner. I think the American people, they're very forgiving, but they also are ready for a new type of leader. I think they're ready for the type of leader that does not depend on the corporations, a new type of leader that doesn't depend on the media. And this is something that I believe Donald Trump, not that he can do, because I think that he is past that. I think that he's proven that he cannot be that type of man, in my opinion. But what he has proven is that we are ready for someone like that, and that we have millions of Americans who are not trusting government anymore, millions of Americans who are not trusting the Democrats and not trusting the Republicans. And there's some sort of independent thinking happening, in a sense that we are not taking party size that much anymore. We have a group of people who say, I don't care if you are a Democrat and if you're saying these things, that's what I want, and I want to follow you. And this is exactly what I think Donald Trump has shown. He has uncovered this veil. He has turned up all these stones, and we're beginning to realize that, wait a minute, we have millions of people who, I think they were always there, at least a big group of people who were tired of this, tired of that. But I think what happened now is that he points out this amazing fact that these people that we thought were only a few, these are millions of people now. And I agree with them. And I'm sure you agree with them too, that we need to fix the system. And some of you may say, well, it really isn't that broken. And you may say, well, we can't be so pessimistic. I'm not being very pessimistic. I'm not being pessimistic at all. But the situation, there's a lot of room for improvement. Our economy, really, we are in amazing debt. A lot of Americans are in debt. The middle class is shrinking. And when the middle class shrinks, we have a lot of problems. Just do your little history research and find out what happens when the middle class kind of goes away. Find out what happens in other countries. Find out what happened in Europe. Find out what happened in other countries where middle class just kind of began to shrink. And you realize that things get pretty bad, where you end up with only people on top and poor people at the bottom. Anyway, we're not going to get into an economics class. But let's go back to the main theme. Donald Trump has pointed out something very important to all of us, that more and more people are coming out saying, we are tired of this system. We are tired of the same old people in Congress, two sides, who just cannot seem to fix this whole thing in the last 50 or 60 years. I agree with you. I completely agree with you. Now, are we at the point of no return? Now, this is something that Donald Trump is pointing out all the time, or at least he's implying it. Oh, it's a disaster. We're done. You can stick a fork in it. Well, not really. It is a serious situation, but there is tremendous hope in America. And the one way we can do it is if we work together and if we discuss things in civilized way, civilized manner. We can't be using all this hateful speech, hateful rhetoric, because you're going to bring out the worst in people. We're going to start screaming and yelling at each other. And that just makes everybody angry. Everybody gets upset. And you know how it is. You've probably been there. This is the reason why people don't like to talk about politics, because it's very personal. Everyone gets mad. Anyway, I think there's tremendous opportunity here. There's a void out there for a new leader, a new type of person who can come over and unite and really bring together the people and point out all these problems that we have in a hopeful way, in a unifying manner. We are ready for that, and that I give you. Now, I have to go. I apologize for my rudimentary studio setup, but up until now, we've been posting videos, posting clips that are short clips to show you what's happening in politics, what's happening in America for now. We will post videos around the things that happen around the world as soon as the election is over, as soon as we elect a president in America through our authentic democratic system. And for now, just want to let you know that this is the face, the founder behind Critical Move. You've probably seen some videos out there, and you've been wondering how come the guy doesn't appear on the screen. Well, it's me. We'll be, keep in touch with us. Like us on YouTube, like us on Facebook. We are new, but we're getting a lot of followers because we are for that independent niche. We're not going to be destroying one party or the other one. We'll give it to you the way it is out there. Hopefully you like it. Like us, please. And this is my last post for tonight. I will talk to you some of the time. And remember, America #1. We must be united. We're looking for a new leader. And millions and millions of people want change. Millions and millions of America want change right now. All right? Cheers. I have my coffee. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Okay. Bye.